Hi, my name is Sasha and welcome to my channel. I have a lot of unread books on my bookshelves that I need to read. So I thought I would put it on the internet to keep me accountable on the 18 books that I need to read in 2018. Now I know that 18 books sounds like a lot, but it makes sense to put it in 2018, so that's why it's 18 in 2018. And it's not just books that I'm going to read, it's going to be some series too that's going to be on this list. Now all the books on this list I have bought before the start of 2018, just so I can get that TBR pile shortened even just a little bit. So let's just get into it. The first book on this list is Munchausen by PZ Cast. Now this book focuses on Mari, and I believe she gets a special animal ally, which I hope is a wolf, because then the cover really is lying to you if it's not a wolf. A deadly attack happens which makes Mari go on an adventure. She makes allies with the heir of the rival clan and they have to save the world together. I picked this book up in 2016 and I just haven't read it yet, so I thought I really need to. The next book on this list is Who's Afraid by Maria Lewis. This book focuses on Tommy, whose mother has died, so she has to go find her father in Scotland. But she finds out not everything is as it seems. She is a little bit more than human. AKA, she's a werewolf. Maria Lewis is also an Aussie author. I met her at Supernova a couple years ago. She's one of the funniest ladies I've ever met. She is a character, that woman. So hopefully I can enjoy her book as much as I enjoy her. The next book is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Ready Player One focuses on Wade, who spends most of his waking hours in the alternate reality Oasis. Now, the founder of Oasis has died with no heir, but he's left all these riddles inside the game, and whoever answers them all wins. Now, Wade stumbles across the answer to the first riddle and has found himself pitted against all the other players to claim the ultimate prize. Now, I see this book everywhere, and I've heard that there is a movie coming out sometime this year, so I want to read this before the movie comes out. The next book is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I see this book all over Instagram when it first came out. And I have seen a lot of Aussie booktubers and bookstagrams raving about this book because Jay Kristoff is also an Aussie author. I've read the Illuminae Files, which Jay Kristoff is a co-author of. Hopefully I will like Nevernight. Nevernight focuses on a girl named Mia, and I believe she is training to become an assassin, or she's already an assassin. I just heard that a lot of people love this book, so I really wanted to read it before the end of the year. The next book is The Rowan Art Girls by Amy Engel. I don't know much about this book. Everyone wants to be a Rowan Art girl until they become one. Somebody dies. I don't know. I saw the cover, thought it was pretty, so it was pretty much of a cover buy for me. And I saw Sarah without an H talking about it, so I also thought it'd be good. But then I'm like, I don't think she liked it, so oh well. Another book I want to pick up in 2018. The next book is You by Caroline Kepnes. This book starts off with a girl walking into a bookshop and becomes the attraction of one of the guys behind the counters. And then he starts stalking her, but in the accounts of it, instead of saying Guinevere does this, Guinevere does that, it says you did this or you did that. And it's kind of a creepy thriller, which I'm excited to read this year. The next book is The Girl with a Clock for a Heart by Peter Swanson. I don't know a lot about this book either. I just saw it on Book Depository for like $5 or whatever. It was part of their sales thing like ages ago. So I thought I'd just pick it up. I bought one of Peter Swanson's other books earlier this year and it looks pretty good too. He looks like he writes some pretty good thrillers sort of things, so I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy it. The next book is The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. Now, I believe this book is about a guy who doesn't have powers in a world full of powers. I think that's how I interpreted it. I'm not too sure if this is a fantasy or contemporary. How pretty is this naked though? And then it's got the blue and just so beautiful. The next book is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. It's another book that I don't know anything about. I know it's got witches in it and demons and vampires, but that's about it. I know it's pretty lengthy, so it might be a high fantasy or it might be urban or historical. We'll find out. This is a book that I've seen on Bookstagram a lot. In a different cover though. I don't know where I picked this cover up. I'm keen to read it. Now the next couple books are going to be continuation of series that I need to read, or just series I want to read in general. The next book is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I have already started this book. I put it down because I don't know what was going on. Something was happening and I just couldn't put my full head into it. I need to pick it up again, and I'm going to start it from the start, and I'm going to just sit down and read this book and actually try and understand what's going on. Thought it was like a girl that can learn to be magical or whatever, but I have yet to meet this girl that everyone's talking about. So I'm just reading about a bunch of old guys, which was not what I was told was going to happen. So I'm just going to try and start it again, but hopefully I will read it this year. I've told you guys I will, so I'm going to look pretty stupid if I don't now. The Assassins Apprentice, second book, Royal Assassin, or the Fire-Seer Trilogy by Robin Hobb. I read Assassins Apprentice last year. I loved it. My mum has been nagging me to read it forever because it's one of her favourite books. So I finally picked it up, enjoyed it, and then I thought, I should read the second one. I should read the whole series, even though there's like a million books in it. Oh well. So I will pick up the second book in that. This book follows Fitz, who is the bastard son of a king, and how he goes trying to live life in the royal court. He can talk to animals and he befriends the fool. That's pretty much all I'm going to tell you. Sorry about that. My camera decided to die. The next series on this list is The Vampire Diaries by L.J. Smith. I really enjoyed the TV show, so I wanted to start reading the books. Now, I have read the first and second books of the series, and I just want to continue it and hopefully complete it this year and see if there is any more differences between the TV show and the books. Next is the Sookie Stackhouse series by Charlaine Harris. I have seen True Blood, but I haven't finished True Blood. I have most of the books of this series, so I thought I should at least start it this year just so I can get a move on. Oh look, another vampire series. Next is Marked by PC and Kristen Castle, the House of Night series. I have started this series. I've read the first 3 books and I really enjoyed it. I like my vampires, as you can probably tell from all the other series that I want to finish this year. House of Night is about Zoe as she gets marked as a vampire, so she goes to the school for vampires and lots of teenage drama ensues. Next is The School for Good and Evil by Saman Chanini. This series looks really interesting. It's about a school for good and evil, and you've got 2 girls. One thinks that they're going to the school for good, and the other thinks they're going to the school for evil, but they actually go to the other one. So the black-haired witch girl goes to the school for good, and the princess blonde goes to the school for evil. I just thought it seems really interesting, and I bought it a couple years ago, so I thought I really should pick it up by the end of 2018. Next is The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. The Raven Boys follows Blue, who is a teenage girl in a family full of psychics, yet she is not one. And then she meets a group of boys called the Raven Boys, and I think that's it. I don't know a lot more about this book. She falls in love with one. I had picked this up earlier, but I put it down for one reason or another. So I just want to pick it up again and finish it, so I can say that I finished it in 2018. Next is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I've seen the movie, I really enjoyed the movie, so I want to read the book to see if there's any difference in it. As you can tell, I like to see the differences between movies and books. The Girl on the Train had me on the edge of my seat. I was in a little bit of a stage where every time I went to the movies I would fall asleep, but this was the first movie that got me out of that. So I'd like to read it and hopefully it keeps me on the edge of my seat as well. Last but not least is This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. I picked this book up like 2 years ago and just never read it. I don't know why. It does seem really good and it doesn't have any romance in it, which is going to be a nice refreshing change of pace for me. I hope I enjoy it because I read her other book, A Dark Shade of Magic, and I didn't like it at all. So I'm going to give her a second chance and hopefully she wins me over this time. Now that was the 18 books slash series that I want to finish in 2018. Do you have any books that you want to finish this year? Do you have a goal that you have that you just need to be done this year? Let me know down in the comments below. Now hopefully that I will finish all these books because I've put it on the internet and you need to keep me accountable because I need to finish these books. So just keep messaging me, keep commenting. Have you read those books yet, Sasha? Add me on Goodreads at sashreads and you'll see all my updates there. Started reading something that isn't on this list. You should comment, Sasha, why aren't you reading Girl on Train? Or Sasha, what are you doing? You need to finish that goal of yours. That would be super appreciative. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.